Welcome to another episode of Lunch with the Shark. Join us as we dive deep into discussions about business, accounting, and finance to help you build a business that thrives. Now sit back and have a bite with your host, the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa.
Hello. Welcome. Good afternoon to this new edition of Lunch with the Shark. We are live from San Diego, California, starting a brand new week. How's everything going? How was your weekend? Did you relax? Did you enjoy it? Fun? Did you guys had fun in our episode last Friday where we had three amazing guests, Benny, David, and Miguel Angelito? Thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for being part of this new project. I want to start by reminding you that please send us your kids, your nephews, your grandsons, granddaughters, any kid, any young adult that you have, or they have a project that they want us to review and participate on every Friday from here on to the end of August. We're going to pick personally four projects, and Benny, David, and Miguel Angelito are going to pick the fifth project. Remember, those four projects will get a $500 grant to launch their business. We're going to utilize that grant to help them do some marketing, help them develop a web page, help them develop Facebook sites, and things like that. And the fifth one that it's going to be selected by David, Benny, and Miguel Angelito, it's going to get a $750 grant. So please remember, send us your information. Our production team is going to put the link where you can send your information. Send to your friends, your neighbors, anyone that wants to launch a project that it's under 18 years old. Okay? From 0 to 18 years old. We're going to do it that way. It's open to the whole world, and if they want to start a business in the US or anywhere, we'll help them. Okay? So amazing. It's been a great experience. People have given us really good comments about the project. They've given us amazing comments about our three guests last Friday. And it's been good. We appreciate your comments, and we appreciate your support, and we appreciate that you're tuning in and watching. And we're going to continue today with our series of the life cycle, comparing the life cycle from our humans to the businesses. What have we learned? What have you learned? Are you able to identify in what part of your life is your business? You might think that you are adult. You might think that you are on another stage in life in your business, and it's not true. We all have difficult scenarios. We all have different types of issues, and it's very difficult to identify where we are if we are not objective, if we are trying to grow really fast. And I mentioned it a couple of episodes ago, and I said, you know what? When we're kids, we want to grow up so fast, and we want to become adults that sometimes we don't enjoy each period of our lives. And when we get older and we grow up, it comes to our attention as like, shit, I wish I was a kid again so I can enjoy this, or I don't have these responsibilities. Remember, mind you, responsibilities come at every single stage of your life. If you think that a toddler does not have responsibilities, I'm sorry, but you are incorrect. If you think that as a person of the third age, you don't have responsibilities, then you're not right. We all have responsibilities at every single stage of our lives that we don't want to be held accountable That's different. Okay? That's totally different. We have to be held accountable, and even ourselves. We're going to have to hold ourselves accountable for everything. So stop trying to grow fast. Stop trying to go from one stage to the other on a steroid basis. Don't do it. Learn to accept the stage where you are in and enjoy it. Enjoy the moments. Enjoy the back steps that you're going to take. Enjoy the going forward. Enjoy all that, because it's going to help you grow. I read and I always read, and I saw today another meme that reminded me, and this is from Taide. Taide, hi, how are you? It's not a failure when you step back. It's a learning moment, but it all depends on your mindset. And somebody told me, or somebody said that mindset is secondary. Well, I'm so sorry, but mindset should be one of the main focus. Mindset, it doesn't come after you started a business. No, it doesn't. Mindset should be at every single moment and stage of your business and in your life. If your mindset does not change, you're not growing. Okay? So it should be at every single stages, not a secondary, not a third. We've spoken about the LLCs. Oh, should I open an LLC as soon as I start my business, or should I wait until I have $1 million? Well, guess what? Open your LLC whenever the hell you want. But if you get sued, everything that you own, even though the clothing that you're wearing, can be taken away. Period. So if you want protection, and if your attorney or your accountant or your friends are telling you, I opened my LLC, well, I opened my LLC when I was selling, or my revenue was $250,000. There's no set amount. They were lucky. They were lucky not to be sued. But it's up to that. Somebody else, I heard from somebody else that their attorney told them not to document any employee action. Shit. I hope that attorney has a very, very, very humongous insurance, because if he's providing that advice and this person's employees sue him, and we go to the EDD and we have no supporting documentation, they're going to lose. And guess who they're going to go after? The attorney. So if you're in California, document everything, please. Document everything. Every single disciplinary action that you encounter. Remember, I'm not an attorney, but based on best business practices, okay? Document every single situation that you encounter with your employees, okay? Document it. Let them know, okay? Trust me. It's like me telling you to save every single freaking receipt in case of an audit. Please save every single freaking receipt that is over $75, because the IRS, it's not going to accept your credit card statement or bank statement as proof of that expense. They need to see an invoice or a receipt over $75. Now, it doesn't have to be paper. It doesn't have to be a piece of paper. It can be a digital, a copy, a picture. Okay? So FYI there. So going back to, as we get older, we realize that we can no longer do all the things we did when we were younger. So remember, the last stage that we talked about was adulthood. So we get tired more easily as we grow older. It takes us longer to lose weight. Things start to sag where they have not before. People know where we are talking about. And we have aches and pains. As we grow older, we realize that we're no longer able to run as fast. We're no longer able to hike as fast as we used to. We're no longer able to move from one place to the other as fast as we were. Our motions are clumsier. They're not fast. And it's very hard for an adult to accept that. It's very hard for an adult to realize that they're going to another life cycle in their life. We are continuing our series of the life cycle of business. So we have already covered all through adulthood. And now we're entering the later stage of business and also the later stage in life. The later stage of business, just like in life, it's middle age. Middle age. Now, what's middle age? As you age, things start to change and begin to deteriorate and fall apart. You start to evaluate whether or not to rejuvenate or continue to age. This is where the typical midlife crisis happens in men. And men, they try to buy their typical red car. They sometimes divorce a wife and take a new persona. New clothes, new friends, new activities, new hobbies. Midlife crisis. Some men go through different stages of midlife crisis at different ages. Some people go at 35, 40, over the hill 45. Now, as life evolves, and I don't say life for us, but as a whole, as life evolves, now they say that your 40s are your new 30s, and your 50s are your new 40s. So we all go through different stages of life through the midlife crisis at different eras, at different times. Maybe it comes to you at 45. Maybe it comes to you at 50. Maybe it comes to you at 35. You don't know. So it all depends. But generally, men go through midlife crisis at their 40s. Okay? Red card, a convertible, red, new friends, new life, new wife, everything. The way you rejuvenate is by adding innovation, removing some controls, adding more creativity. And I'm talking about your business. You're going to realize when your business goes into the midlife stage, because other business, it's going to become old. Your business model is going to become old, obsolete, non-relevant. Okay? You need to update as you find that worked before doesn't work anymore. Your business model doesn't work anymore. Fuck, my business, my product is amazing. Why is it not selling? Well, we have determined that you have gone already to adulthood, that it's the peak, okay? And now, once you determine that, okay, because if your product is not selling and you have not identified that you're at your peak, then it's not because you're going to to midlife, okay? It's because you're in another stage of life. So let's say that you already identify and know that we are at a peak, and it was an amazing period up here at the peak, but we're in decline, midlife. So what do we do? Our business is stagnant. Nothing's happening. But we have a great product. Yeah, we have a great product for 1970s. Or we have a great product for 2010, not 2020. Okay? So business becomes old, outdated, as you find that worked before it doesn't work anymore. And let me give you a couple examples. People that are in the US, they might remember JCPenney and Sears. Okay, Sears started, and also JCPenney, as a catalog company. They never phased from catalog, from the book, into online. And what happened? Amazon came and took that market. Now it's very difficult for them. Well, Sears is going out of business, or it's bankrupt and it's shutting down most stores, same as JCPenney. But they reacted very, very late. So their midlife crisis killed them. They're not reacting, killed them. You have to adapt to change, or you're going to begin to die. You have to adapt to change, or you're going to begin to die. What's happening right now, and let me talk about the fast food restaurants. McDonald's, Carl's Jr., Wendy's, what else? Burger King. All of them have rolled out a meatless burger that tastes like meat. Why? Have you ever imagined, or would you have ever imagined eating a hamburger or a cheeseburger that had no meat in it, other than soy that they pretended to sell it to us as beef, or a veggie burger that obviously tasted like vegetables? But now, as we grow, as everything evolves, people are more concerned about the safe being of animals, the planet, and they're having other type of dietary restrictions, or they want to have another diet. Vegans, vegetarians. So now those restaurants are appealing to that sector, to that community, and they have unveiled a product that it's aimed to them. Okay, so they are adapting instead of dying. Okay, so as they adapt, they change, and they don't let their companies go into the midlife crisis. Are you adapting if you're in adult stage currently with the situation? During this stage, you begin to question your exit strategy and how to leave the business as a business owner, not as killing or the company dying, as a business owner. Okay? Some companies or some business entrepreneurs, they open businesses or they start their business with the idea of an exit strategy. But that's their purpose for that company. Okay, let me start an app company. Let me develop and create some apps that I can sell for billions of dollars, but with the ultimate goal of selling them. I develop that app and then I sell it. And then I develop an app and then I sell it. But I sell the company. I keep some stock in it. I keep some rights of it, but I sell it. That's a different model. That's a business model, which is not wrong. It's amazing right now because there's hundreds of thousands of app developers are there trying to create the next Uber, trying to create the next amazing app that they can sell to Google, to Facebook, to any of those big companies because they're eager for it. They even have their own talent, their own brains in home trying to develop those apps. But even though they have those resources, they want to buy it immediately as if it's working. They want the next Netflix. They want the next Airbnb. Okay, so they already have in mind the exit strategy. But if you have a business that it's been there, so what's your exit strategy? If you have identified that you're in the midlife crisis, and I'm not saying crisis, sorry, in the midlife stage, do you have an exit strategy? How are you going to leave the business? You exit the business. You no longer have that control in adulthood. You already delegated that control to your executive team, to your directors, to your CEO, to your COO, to your board of directors. You're just presiding the board of directors. Okay? The goal during this time is to rejuvenate your business and drive innovation to meet customers' needs in new way. Customers' needs in new way. You know your customers before. The new generations, you don't know them because you're no longer involved on the operation. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're no longer involved in the operation of the business. You're an outsider as an entrepreneur. Now, mind you, one of the biggest, if not the biggest problem that every entrepreneur has is to believe that they're opening or starting their business for them to operate it. Wrong. The mission of an entrepreneur is to create and create and create and create and create different businesses, not to create, operate, kill. Create, operate, kill. Create, operate, kill. You're just a business operator. The only thing you're doing, you're self-employed. You're creating a business for you to work. Go find a work. Go find a job then. You're not a true entrepreneur. A true entrepreneur creates a business or develops a business without the idea of him or her operating it. Your ego does not let you do that. Then, therefore, you're not a true entrepreneur. Okay? So when you're in the midlife cycle, you're already an outsider. You have no control. You have shares. You own the business, but you have no control. You have no saying in the business to a point, because your executive team, it's there to satisfy the necessities and the wishes and the goals of the shareholders. They're responsible towards the shareholders. They're solidary and subsidiary responsible to the shareholders. Okay? So they need to rejuvenate the business. Did you ever see JCPenney change or rejuvenate their logo or their stores? I don't. Do you remember Sears updating or remodeling their stores? At least not the ones that they were around here in San Diego. I never saw them updated. They became obsolete. They became unappealing. Did you ever saw JCPenney or Sears remodel or change or phased into a online business catalog? No, I don't. I don't remember. At least, well, mind you, I don't know because we did not buy at that stores that much. But for what I can remember or what I know about when I used to buy there, then they didn't. You went to any JCPenney, if you go to any JCPenney store or Sears, they smell horrible. Their air conditioning, it's not even clean. Sears had a very peculiar smell. They even sell their Kenmore line or their tools for mechanics and things like that. They never updated it. So they died. This focus on innovation and systems and controls. So they need to focus on research and development, innovation, systems, because they're probably their systems. I recall last time I purchased or I shopped at Sears was for their Christmas like 3 or 4 years ago. And their point of sale was still in a DOS base. Not even a Windows, DOS. Yes, DOS. So their systems were not even controlled, and they expected to survive. Their controls were obsolete. They needed it to use paper for some returns, and then you needed to sign. And it's like, come on, dude! Like they needed to pull paper from everywhere instead of printing straight from the point of sale. Failure to this accelerated aging. Failure to this accelerates aging in your business. If I go to Mexico, it's also the same thing. My last trip to Mexico City, we visited Palacio Hierro. It's like Macy's here in the US. And in order for us to do an exchange, I was not able to do it right at the register when I purchased the item. Okay, I had to go to customer service, a special desk, where 2 individuals had to help. One had to review the purchase. Okay, but they needed it to have the purchase post into the system. Since I had just purchased it, they had to expedite the purchase through the system. So they had to call systems to expedite the purchase. Now, once the purchase was registered in the system, they were able to go into the system and generate a return. First, a return. Okay? Even though I was going to do an even exchange, okay, a return. That was done by one person. But that person was not able to generate the exchange because it had to be the other person. Do you see how those controls would not even fly in the US? You expect to walk into any store, any cash register, and do an even exchange without that much complication. So your systems need to be up. Palacio de Hierro, I assume they're already at their adulthood, and they keep innovating. They keep creating developing new products and creating new systems and new controls. Also, the excess of controls will accelerate your aging. You need to create easy and fast controls. Okay? Don't become that bureaucratic like the government. You are only accelerating your aging. Okay? With a professional team already in place, there is often a need for new blood, new creativity, or re-engage with yourself, the founder or the owner. The problem here is that as we grow older, as human beings, our beliefs are extremely difficult to modify. Your beliefs are already embedded in your DNA. Unless you're willing to change those stupid beliefs, and yes, stupid beliefs, then you're going to continue growing. Okay? So that's why you need to prepare your exit strategy. Second, your executive team, which is up here underneath you, which is the board of directors, are going to do everything in their power to stay there. Why? Job security. New blood, unless there's specific controls. This is where Gabriel comes in. Specific internal controls to generate new blood, new vision, new ideas, new things. They're going to start growing or going into those levels as executive teams go into retirement. There must be set rules for them to go into retirement. Okay? You don't want somebody that it's been there over and over and over, because it becomes a system. It's systematic. You no longer think. You no longer develop. You no longer create. So it's just systematic. Oh, I'm inputting the same thing. I'm inputting the same thing. I'm inputting the same thing. Do you know that Walt Disney Organization incentivizes their cast members to move around different departments, different jobs and duties, so they grow? In one of our seminars, the director or the manager or the executive of the security detail for the Disneyland parks and resorts in Anaheim, she started it as a custodian. She started as a custodian. The people, the cast members that you see all in white and cleaning around the park. That's how she started it. And now, I don't know if now, because it was like a couple of years ago, she was the director of security. She was in charge of all the security for the Disney resort in Anaheim. But that was an incentive internally so they can grow. They don't get stagnant. Also, as you individual, you don't get stagnant. You don't become just a robot doing the same thing over and over and over and over. This is the same thing. It happens. But because we become so fearful of losing our job, we don't want to give them promotions or bring in new blood, because what the fuck, they don't know anything. Why am I going to trust this little kid coming out of college to help me? Well, you need to incentivize that. New blood is always great. I remember that my uncle Sixto, he passed away several years ago, and he was a doctor. He was a physician, and unfortunately, he passed away of prostate cancer. And 5, 6 months before he passed away, the doctor told him, "Hey, you actually need blood transfusion." He asked us, my brother and I, if we can donate blood for him. It was so funny because we did, obviously, immediately, and they gave him our blood, and he joked. I don't know if he joked or not, but he was like, "I have young blood on me, of my nephews, and I feel rejuvenated." New blood. New blood brings hope. That's what at least my uncle said that it brought him, hope. Because maybe our new blood or whatever you want, his belief was that it was going to help him fight that cancer. It was going to help him grow stronger in that time. New blood in your business will do that. But you, with the experience, you have to guide them. You have to lead them. You have to tell them with clarity and certainty what you expect and what you want from them. Most business owners, I've been reading online, there's a group there that I have no money, but I want to invest. I want to open a business. Dude, if you have an idea, if you have a business product model, if you have a business plan, have you ever heard about interns? They're eager. They're eager to learn. They're eager to work. They're eager to start something. Use interns. Get a hold of your university and say, "Hey, you know what? I need marketing people. Send me your people from 5th or 6th semester." Okay? So the only thing you need to do is think outside the box. I'm sorry, I sound very repetitive on most of this, but I don't know how am I going to get through you. If you continue thinking the same way, you're insane. You're insane. And at this stage of life, in your business, you need creativity. You need to re-engage. You need to recreate. Okay? Do you think that Walt Disney is the same park, or Disneyland is the same theme park as it was 65 years ago? Nope. Not even the attractions at Disneyland are all the same. There are only a few of them. They're changing. And they have not even reached midlife. They're in their adulthood. Do you understand? They're recreating themselves. Okay? And you're going to tell me, "Oh, well, but they're in the creativity business." No, they're not in the creativity business. They create movies, yes. They're not in the travel industry. They have hotels, yes. But they continue creating. There's new blood. Anytime that we go to Disneyland, we see new cast members being trained. One of our coaches, she said, "Fuck, if I get a resume and I'm intrigued and I interview and I like what I see, but I don't have a job for them, I still hire them. I still employ them because I'm going to create success for my company. Even though they're going to be doing lousy things, I'm going to start giving them or assigning them tasks. We're going to put them under my wing for them to become the new whatever. So I can move my people to another position. I grow. I'm growing as a company. I know where I'm going. I have a direction. So I don't let my company go into midlife. I'm going to continue adulthood. I'm gonna put more wood to that fire that it's burning, I'm on the peak. Fuck. Why would I want to come down from that peak? I might want to go a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit higher. Sales and revenue usually start to drop. Yes. It's very difficult to you to move as fast as you were. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I was going to deliver that product to you 2 days ago, but my hip hurts. You see, your revenue, your sales start to drop. Profits may start to drop, or they still steady due to the strong systems in place. But your costs, even though they're still the same or they're shrinking, sooner or later your profits are going to start to contract. So here are some top problems and solutions for your midlife. I probably have addressed them by now, but let's recap. Some of the original team may have aged and not have the same level of commitment to the vision of the business. I'm talking about the executive team. The management team, it's taking the business for granted because it's just systematic, it's just repetitive, there's no more interest, and not staying focused on the business growth. There's a plan for growth, but maybe it has not been updated. An infusion of new vision, shareholders, and new management may be needed to continue to grow the company. Number 2, the owner's vision or original stakeholders may have left the business. Maybe since you're comfortable, your retirement nest is done, your trust fund is done, your sons or grandkids or whatever are running the company, maybe you're no longer interested. You are probably at the same stage of your business. You're probably over, maybe you're on another stage, not at midlife. You're probably surpassed that. With the absence of the owner, the business will start to sag, just like our bodies do. Bringing in a new fresh set of eyes, possibly a business consultant, or re-engage the owners with rejuvenated business ideas. Most people at this stage of life, they get consultants for everything. You have your own doctors because everything starts to ache. You have a doctor for everything because everything starts to ache. Or you're taking care of your body, so you have a body trainer, you have a nutriologist, you have different consultants. Why not for your business? A plan will need to be created and follow to continue the growth of the company once the consultant or owner gets the business back to growth. So do you see what you want to do? What happens when you get a facelift? You look younger. Your body's still the same freaking age, but you might look younger. Some people do, well, whatever. You look younger. Let's leave it there, okay? So, but that doesn't mean that the age goes back, okay? But you get new hopes. Oh, shit, I look younger. Oh, shit, I look better. Oh, shit, let me go out. Oh, shit. You understand? So that's what you need for your business. Number 3, a problem. Blaming versus resolving. Throughout this stage, people, departments, and process tend to get blamed for everything, which means no ultimate accountability. Since everything becomes so systematic and repetitive, accountability starts to fade, and people start to blame everybody except themselves. Project managers, goals, and timelines need to be implemented to make sure things are moving forward without waste. What do I mean about that? Everybody is complacent at their jobs. Everybody's complacent where they are at. So they don't care. Because the company has a steady revenue, okay? And nevertheless, revenue starts continuing to, maybe starts already, it's free falling, or it's going down little by little, but it's going down nevertheless. they get a little bit scared, but they're going to start pointing fingers to, oh, this doesn't work here, blah, 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 blah. They don't hear accountable themselves, okay? I don't know if you watch, so I want to invite you again to join our Kids Entrepreneur Competition. So they're telling me that it's every kid up to 17 years to send us their idea for their business, okay? Okay, they will be interviewed on Lunch with the Shark, and I will ask them questions about their project. And no, it's 500. It's actually $500 price, and one $750. Okay, and we're going to be giving it on stages. We're going to help them for their Facebook webpage. It's going to be, even though it's going to cost us more, but it's going to have a small prize for them. Okay, so we'll give them all the rules and guidelines and all that. So the money will be used to give them capital also to start their business. So check us there. Oh, there it is. Kids at invictus-advisors.com. They're gonna send posts. They're gonna put information on our social media. Please follow us on the social media, Facebook, Instagram, our YouTube channel. Like us on our LinkedIn, okay? And let us know which topics you want. Next Wednesday, we have our friend, Eric Magaña, who's going to be talking to us about videos. It's going to be a very, very interesting episode because nowadays we are holding our meetings on Zoom, via live, via online. So Eric Magaña, he's going to talk about the power of testimonials and sharing information on social media through video. Okay? And tomorrow, we're going to have our Mexican Lunch with the Shark with Gabriel, and he's going to talk about the environment in which our business operates no longer in red. So we're going to generate revenue. We're going to generate profits. It's time for you to generate profits. Okay? So tune in. And next Wednesday, Carla is going to start joining us. Carla, our official psychologist for Invictus Advisors. She's going to start joining us every Wednesday. And it's going to help us clarify everything that we know, why we do it through our psychology. Remember what Tony Robbins says, 80% psychology, business, it's 80% psychology, 20% is technique. So I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I want to wish you an amazing week. I hope it's one of the most productive weeks to date in your business, in your job, in your life. And I want to end up this Lunch with the Shark with a quote from C.S. Lewis, the writer of Alice in Wonderland. You can go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Wow, that's a very deep quote. You can't go back to change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Thank you so much, and have a good lunch. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Lunch with the Shark. If you would like to set up a consultation with the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa, visit his website www.invictus-advisors.com, and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.